Hi everybody, all my followers, be welcome to another video. So the video today on this 2016 Jeep Cherokee. What is it? It's a diesel and is a Longitude Plus. I'm not sure which engine is on this. I believe it's the 2-liter diesel. And indeed it is the 2-liter diesel. So Grand Cherokee Longitude Plus MJet 2WD, start and stop 2-liter, as you can see in there, 138 brake horsepower. Okay, so right, so I have the Maxi C's here already. I'll show you, I'll explain you why I do have it here. So I was looking at a car from the same guy that brought me this, and he told me the car had a issue. It was a Mercedes B-Class. He told me the car had an issue with the gearbox, which it might be that I still have, but I had the car here for a couple of days. I drove it a few times. I told the guy the car was driving fine. He insisted there was something wrong, so he came here with this one. Excuse me. He came here with this one for me to have a look, just to scan it. Sorry, and I took him to drive the other one, and the car is driving absolutely faultlessly. It might be that is an issue that is to come, but for the time being, the car is driving fine. So he asked me if he could leave this one and take the other one. Which I said was fine, and but in the meantime I had a good scan and I know roughly what is wrong with this thing. Nevertheless, I will take you through and I will show you on the machine exactly what I think is causing the issue. So yeah, so let's gonna start this thing and I will show you exactly what is wrong. Okay, so I had to stop to pick up the girls from school, but I will show you now. Oh damn it, the key's on that side. Hold on, let me swap hands. Okay, so let's gonna start this. And the issue with this is that, so we have an engine light on. We do have a low beam headlight out. That's the first time that I've seen it, but probably is, I'm not sure. Anyway, that's a different story. Right, so as you can see, we have the start and stop failing in there, and we do have the engine light on. I've scanned the car already, as I said, so I'm going to show you exactly what is in there anyway, and I'll go quickly on the live data to show you what I think is causing these problems. Okay, I'm not going to do a auto scan. I'm just going to go straight to actually, I'll do an auto scan. It'll be easier that way. Then you can see everything that is on it. Okay, so as you can see, there's a few modules with faults. I'm not going to be worried with electric parking brake. It's working fine. There's no problems. Whatever that is, I'm not worried about that. External disc, not worried. Amplifier, HVAC, and radio. I'm not worried about any of this. And even the instrument cluster, not to worry either. But let's gonna go on there and see what is causing my problems and which fault codes we have. So the issues we have here is the first one, P0673 is active, cylinder 3, glow plug circuit open. Either we have an issue problem or a glow plug faulty. I'm not going to focus too much on these. I might just record the testing of the glow plug. If the glow plug is bad, I'm not going to make too much of a fuss about it. I'll replace the glow plug, job done. I'm not sure if this is what is causing the engine light or if it's these two ones here. Okay, so so lost communication with driver's door switch and implausible data received from driver's door front switch. So I think this is what is causing the start and stop, because the car is not seeing the door being open and closed, and therefore he thinks there is an issue, I believe. That's why he's referring to is an active code, as you can see as well. So the next thing I've done when I was scanning the car was try to understand where I would get that live data from. And I came down here to driver's door module, which it has no faults. Now if I go here, as you've seen, there is no codes, but I'll show you again, there is no codes on this module. And if I go to live data, actually there is nothing for the door switch. So there is loads of live data, as you can see. And this is the whole supply. What's that? FB. It doesn't really says. Unless it's that, I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, as you come down, as you're going to see, so you have door lock out, but that's it. That's all you have. You have the lock switch, but that's to lock the door. That's all we have. Now this data is actually elsewhere, so this data is here on my BCM. Okay, so there's a few codes in there. I'll show you what the codes are. So as you can see, they are all stored, and there's a left low beam and right low beam over current. Okay, and then some radio. They're all stored at the moment, so I'm not too worried about that. But when you go to live data, and it is interesting that the engine complains about the door switch, but the BCM doesn't. But I'll show you exactly what's going on here right now. And I will also, it's getting darker now, but I will should still be able to show you why I think there is an issue, or why it makes sense to be an issue with the driver's door switch. And it'll be interesting to see if that fixes all these problems, which is here. There we go. So driver's door Ajar, I'm not sure how you pronounce this. And as you can see, it's driver's door, passenger door, then you have the trunk and the hood. There's nothing for the rear doors, at least not here. If there is for the rear doors, doesn't look like there is. That's interesting, doesn't have for the rear doors. Rear washer. Looks like it doesn't. Okay, looks like it doesn't have for the rear doors, which is really strange, to be fair with you, but okay, we'll leave it like that. Anyway, what is that thing? Let's go back to the, there he is. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is look what happens when I open the passenger door. So I'm gonna open the passenger door like that, and one of the things you see is that the interior lights comes on, and as you can see in there, passenger door is true. I don't know why it doesn't say open or closed, but whatever. Closed, and that goes to false. Now look what happens when I open the driver's door. Nothing happens. Those lights still off, and that's still saying false. Now, if you look here, this car has been in an accident, pretty much. So if you look here, you can see there's some damage here. Then this door is not aligned here, and is actually, when you open the door, that's touching the fender. You might gonna be able to hear it. I don't know if you can hear. Anyway, it's touching the fender slightly, and you can see here. Okay, it's a screw with something else. Then the door itself, the rubber is out. That is not put in place. It came like this. So that's what it is. Now, if the issue is there, or if the issue is a wiring as it goes inside the car somewhere, I don't know yet, but that's something we're gonna try to figure out. So I will quickly test the glow plugs. First, if I need to order a new glow plug, then we can quickly do it today. I'm working over the weekend. Today's Friday. I'm working Saturday and Sunday day. So if I ordered it today, I'll get it here for Monday. Or if it's just the one, I might just pick it up from my local car parts. We'll see. But I'll do a quick test today. And here, I'm not going to do nothing today because this is going to probably requiring a little bit of disassembling, etc, until I figured out exactly what is wrong with this. But it looks like that's what we're going to tackle, even because, as you've seen, the engine ECU is complaining about not communicating or lost signal or communication with that switch. That's basically what it is. So let's gonna do something, testing the glow plugs first, and then we'll move into this. Okay, so we're gonna do a quick measurement to all the glow plugs. So if the wiring, so this U leaves right here at the back, and the run for the wires is just like this. So I doubt there's going to be an issue with the wiring. You never know, but we're not going to assume that just yet. We're going to pull them all out. And now we're going to measure them. So, good ground maybe here. Let me see if I have a good ground here. Yes, I do. Yeah, I have quite fair ground on here. Or maybe here. Okay, so let's gonna check the first one here on the right. And we do have it's difficult to make. Oh, there we go. That's better like this. So we do have about 1.6 ohms. Then the next one, there we go. This one we have open line. I'll put it all the way down to make sure there's a good connection. So we have open line, so our culprit, well, 38 mega ohms. Then number 2 here we do have 1.5, same as the other one. And that one we have 1.4. So we do have 1.4 or 1.5, 1.4, 1.5, 38 mega ohms, 1.4, 1.5. Don't need to do any more testing to know the glow plug is bad. So I'm going to pull it out and try to see if I can get one. Actually, I'm not going to pull it out yet. I'm going to buy it first and then we'll take it out. There's no point to buy the glow to take this glow plug out because I don't have nothing to replace with. But yeah, so we're going to replace this. Hopefully that will get rid of that coat, and that's it for the engine really. The next thing we're going to have to do obviously is going to be then check the door, check the switch, and see what's going on. Right guys, and you guys know how much I hate to work when it's dark, but I was so focused on this that I had to at least get somewhere, and I think I actually found the issue. So first of all, I had to take that in there because I want to, that was all loose, as you've seen, was all unplugged, and the first thing I want to do was check the bent. So the bent is now here, so I dragged this thing back, and that's right here, and there's nothing wrong with it, and I have no space on the phone. Okay, and after deleting some videos I have space again. Okay, so this is the bent, as you can see. I already inspected every single wire and everything is good. Then I thought, okay, so I'm gonna have to get in there, try to see what's going on in there. Then to start with, guys, I could easily try to check here, see if I would have the switch working on the door. Unfortunately, I don't have diagrams for this. So my plan here, and that's why I went this far, was to go the old school and try to figure out what pins were what. So I took all these screws around, and then I dropped this panel. I took these off. I didn't have to do this because I thought I could take these off, but this apparently comes down with the windscreen, with the window attached to it. So I've stopped here, and then I took these off. I could have done it straight away, but I was trying to look for the plug, and the plug was here. You can see it's all wet. The plug was here on the floor, was not plugged in. So whoever did this repair did a massive mistake. So this is full of water at the moment. There is no rust or anything like that yet. So what we're going to do is spray a little bit of contact cleaner, etc., and then try to see if I can, with my hands, try to figure out where this thing plugs, which is going to be, by the looks of it, a little bit of a challenge, but I'll try to figure out where that plugs. Hopefully it won't be much of an issue. Let's see if I can plug this in. Okay, and as soon as I plug it in, right there at the top, I get the interior lights and I get the door open. So now we're gonna have to put all these back together. I ended up having to take the window here on these bolts from the actually card to be able to slide it in, because the cable here had to go behind this rail, otherwise it would be catching here on the window and on these runners for the window. So it had to come back through here and then up here. So it should be okay now. So now I'm just gonna put everything back on and give it a test. Okay guys, just before I put it back on, to remove this card is really easy. You have a kind of a cover here with a 10mm bolt, and then you have another cap here with another bolt in there, and then is clips all the way around. Okay, and a few days later we are back onto this Jeep. We're going to put a new glow plug back in, so the old one is out. It's a relatively new car, so it was really easy to take the glow plug, no effort whatsoever. And I have the new one. That's the new part number in there, 0250 403 011. The old one has a different part number, but this is the one that replaces it. I'm going to do about 12.5 Newton meters on this. I already have it set up, with a little bit of grease on the threads, and that's about it really. So that's what we're going to do. That should get rid of the error for the glow plug, which we will double check that. Although I had the car running this morning, so I don't know if he's going to ask for it for the glow plugs, but we'll check on the machine, make sure the fault doesn't come back. As for the door, there's a full story about it. As soon as we finish this, I will take you through. Okay, all done, all connected, and just before you guys ask, why did I replace just one? Well, I can only do what I'm asked to do. I would replace all four, to be fair, but hey, I'm not paying for this, so I can only put what I get paid for. Okay, so now let's gonna get inside the car, put the cover back on the engine, get inside the car, and I will take you through the story about the door lock. Okay, and now let's gonna turn the ignition on. So the glow plug light, it used to flash when it was cold like this, so it's not flashing anymore, which is obviously good. So we are going to go, so let me close the door. So door is closed, the detector's door closed, turn the lights off. So this is working absolutely perfect, everything is good. And what I want to show you now before I start this thing is that if I go to here, control unit, body control module. Now before we go any further guys, if you are expecting to see a fix at the end of this video, I don't think you will, but I will take you through so you understand exactly what's going on with this. So if I go to we are on body control module. Let me just delete any codes. I don't think I will have any codes on this, do I? Right low beam. Yeah, there's something wrong with the lights. I was not asked to look at that. It looks like maybe a bulb is on his way out, or one of the ballasts. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. or maybe the igniter. If I go to live data, that's what I want. If you remember at the start of the video, at the start of the video, I showed you that on live data, the BCM was not seeing the door, the driver's door being open or closed. So we'll go here again. There we go. So driver's door. I'm going to open the door. There we go. Okay. Working absolutely perfect. Now, unfortunately, when I came to here, and while we're on the engine, let's kind of look for the glow plug as well at the same time. Yeah, so I had the car running in the morning. Now I've cleared the codes, I believe, after I had the car running. So obviously the glow plug fault is not here anymore. But I don't see any reason why the glow plug now would still throw a fault. But what I will do is the following. Let me come out. You can still see those codes in there. Let me just cycle the ignition and get it running. As you've seen, the glow plug light came on for a little bit. And now you're going to see that we still have. So it comes up with that low beams out, whatever, doesn't really matter. But we still have the same fault, engine light on, and we still have the auto start and stop. And if I come here, so you've seen the glow plug came on, indicating that he had to turn the glow plugs on, I believe. And as you can see, no faults really came up. Okay, which is really good. So as you can see, we still have these two faults active. I cannot make these faults to go away. It doesn't matter if I erase the codes. It doesn't matter if he's on or off. Okay, I go back in. I still have these faults for the switch. Now, actually, before I go anywhere, look at the first fault in there. U0216. Okay, just memorize that number. And what I want to show you is under body. If I go to body control module, and I go to coding, and the hotel actually allows me to do this. So I have driver's door AJAR, which is the sensor basically. It tells me it's a digital. I can code this to be digital, analog, not present, or invalid. Hotel will allow me to select any one of them. Oh, I just came out. I can tell. Let me show you this. I can tell, so the driver redundant door AJAR present. So I believe the driver's door will have two switches. Again, I can change this to digital, to analog. I can say it's not present. And then you have for all the other doors, for the hood, I have a bonnet, I have for the passenger door, rear access point, rear door AJAR. So I have for every single one of them. Regardless of which combination I try to do here, the only thing that I can do is to make, I'm not going to do it now because I've wasted too much time with this already. It doesn't matter which combination I do, the only thing I can do is make these faults to change. So I can get, you remember was it here for fault here for switch 2. So if under certain combinations between analog and digital, etc., these faults will change, but I can never make all the faults to go away. So, and I've tried every single combination, guys, absolutely every single one of them. So I did a little bit of research online because I was a little bit like, what the heck's going on? And I actually found this document, which I'm going to put here on the screen now. And I'm going to have to do a voiceover somehow, but so I'm going to try to do it now. Actually, let me see. I know it's not going to be perfect. I would prefer to put this actually on the screen, but let me show you like this. See how good it comes on camera. If it comes good, I might just leave it. No, it's not that. Where is that thingy? No, it's not that. There it is. So you can literally go online and find this document, okay? And so this is the document. As you can see in there, it's a Service Bulletin issued in 2014, December, nearly 2015. And look at that. Subject, BCM and diagnostic improvements, overview. So involves updating the body control module. Models 2014 KL, which is exactly this car. It's a 2015, but doesn't matter, it's a KL. And then it tells this bulletin applies to vehicles built on or before 11 July 2014. So this is registered in 2015, but I don't know when the car was built. So I would have to look for these MDH, whatever that is. I don't know if that's going to be somewhere where I can find that. Probably I can't. Actually, let me have a look. See if I have anything here that maybe MDH. First time I've actually looked at this. Let me see if under ECU information, if I have anything that will somehow gives me some indication that this is actually applicable to this car, but it looks like it is. So I have the VIN number in there. So I don't know, it's a little bit difficult to tell. Unless it's to do with the serial number. I don't think that's the serial number. I'm not really sure, guys, but let me tell you the following. So as you read these here and you read in there, so it reads in there, so then it reads in there symptom or condition, customer and or technician might notice one or more of the following. A message might be displayed on the cluster, start and stop not available. These might have started after the battery was disconnected. On further inspection, the technician might find, you remember the DTC? U0216. What do we have? Start and stop unavailable, engine light on, and we have that exact code on our engine ECU. Then it tells you about other possible codes that you might do have. We don't have any of those. Yeah, so that's what it is. And then it tells you how to update, blah 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 blah. There's a lot of information here. But what I've done, guys, just for your information, is that this morning, sorry guys, my neighbor was just here to ask me for some tools. Anyway, so what I've done, so first of all, guys, to update these cars, Chrysler, Jeep, Fiat, with these new FCA cars, they made it really awkward to update. It's really awkward. It's all, I believe it's all a financial move to pretty much make it really awkward for independent people to update cars, and just you need to take it to themselves. So you need the tool needs to be registered and approved by Mopar. I think is that how it works. Then you need to pay all the. It's a hell of a process that for the Jeeps I've done so far, it doesn't really work for me to even think about spending any money on that sort of stuff. I spoke with a few people to see that I know around, etc., to see if anyone could help me out to update this. I have no one. So what I've done is this morning I went to Jeep, and let me tell you guys, one of the best customer service I ever had at the dealers. Not that I deal with dealers very often, but I had some really bad experience. BMW was one of the worst I ever had. That would make a full video with a full story about it. At least the ones where I live, the dealer where I live, they were absolutely terrible. lying to my face. Anyway, that would be a different video. Anyway, but these guys were absolutely brilliant. So I went in there, I explained to the guy at the service balcony. I explained to the guy exactly what the problem is. I explained what I've done. I explained what's going on, and I show him that service bulletin. And the guy said, "Look, it looks like that will fix the problem, but let me speak with one of our technicians." And guys, the technician actually came out. I had a 5-minute conversation with him. Absolutely brilliant. I explained to him. He asked me a few couple of things about what live data I'm getting on the tool, and I said, he asked me and I opened the door, and I explained all of that to him, and he said, yes, that's a common issue. We know about it. We've done a few. The software update, if everything else is good, should fix that problem. So they gave me really confidence that if I tell the customer, or if I tell the owner of this car to take it to the Jeep and update, that should fix the problem. The updates is about an hour session at £120, including VAT. So not too bad, to be fair with you. And that's what I'm going to tell him. If this car comes back, because I've seen all the issues with this car, which I was not asked to look at. Who knows? The guy might bring it back for me to have a look. If that happens after the update, then I can obviously give you a quick update and show you that everything is working. If not, you guys just gonna have to take my word that about the story I just told you, and that hopefully the update on Jeep will fix this problem. Sorry, my neighbor was just bringing the tools back. So with no further ado, guys, I think that's it for this car. Unfortunately, we could not 100% fix this. And really the problem with the car was actually a human error, if you will. And the reason for me to say that is because obviously someone, whenever they replaced, I believe this door has been replaced along with the fender, and I guess they just moved all the parts from the old door to the new door. Or to the donor door, I would say. And I guess when they did that, they forgot to connect that plug. So we can say it's a human error. So not really rocket science. I think it was really easy to get to the problem by just following logic, which I think we did. And I know this is not the kind of video I usually like to post, but still, I hope there's some information here you guys can find useful. If you do still have any questions, any comments, you know exactly how it works, just put them below. And like always, thank you for watching.